So after almost falling asleep by playing Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64, I decided to play, emulated of course, though, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess on the GameCube. Now, there's a Wii version, but it's basically the same exact thing, except it has gimmicky, terrible motion controls on it. But the GameCube version is essentially the same thing. Same graphics, because the Wii was obsolete, or it had the same exact graphics. Kind of like how the Wii U has the same exact graphics as an Xbox or a PS3 right now. But besides that, the thing is that this game is not much different than the other one, than Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time, of course, did get more praise because, well, I guess the main reason is because less people bought GameCubes than Nintendo 64s. People only bought Nintendo 64s for the amazing first-party games that, which had no good first-party games. But people thought they were amazing. Some people. But there are other people who were PlayStation gamers, or very few people who were Sega gamers. Because at the time they released the Sega Saturn, which was a wreck, which might be on another video, I don't even know why bother, but the main thing is, to a lot of people, such as myself if I was there at the time, that would have picked the PlayStation 1 over the Nintendo 64. I know if I lived during that time, I definitely would have picked the PS1 over the Nintendo 64. I grew up with a sister who kind of liked Nintendo. She wasn't like a hardcore gamer, but the first thing I had was a Nintendo 64. It wasn't mine, it was my sister's, but basically when I was a kid, I loved Nintendo games. Zelda, Mario, but then I grew up. I matured. So, that is why I don't like these kind of games. But more into that, the main reason why this game wasn't received as much praise as Ocarina of Time is because, yeah, less people bought GameCubes and though Nintendo 64, like I said. And plus people were, even then, like not too many people, I mean, the Wiis were selling, but more people were into, I guess, other games too. But the point is, even though it's pretty much the same game, except it has higher graphics, you could say. Yeah, it does, I will give it that, but that's expected, that's a given. And the story is basically just as bland. I mean, come on. If you're gonna try to make a good story, try harder. And Link matured. Boo, woohoo, that's amazing. But, I mean, otherwise the game is a wreck. It's a train wreck, not just a regular wreck. It is a train wreck. And, honestly, Zelda, it just needs to die, the series. That would be the best thing for Zelda to just go. Because it's not doing anything innovative. Never did, never will. So, what are my thoughts on this game overall? I would have made this review longer, but most of the things I said about Ocarina of Time stand on this game. It's a reskin with slightly tweaked graphics, well, not slightly tweaked graphics, with upped graphics, I'll give it that, and a different look for Link, which means absolutely effing nothing. You'd expect the controls to be better on this one because it's the GameCube controller, but the Nintendo 64 and GameCube controls are just as bad. So, I'm gonna give this game an official score, 44%. I think I gave Ocarina of Time around a 54% or something like that, but this is even lower because it didn't do anything innovative at all. It's just a rehash. So, yeah, thanks for watching this video. See you around.